Hello guys, it's Cheerius the Aquarius with my Relatable Revival, and I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, wonderful morning so far. And about like a few weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago or so, I got requested of the Ophiuchus Mars, and I'm not gonna lie, I definitely saw your comment when you messaged it at first. It just took me a while to really find some information because there's so limited information on the internet and about Ophiuchus out there, really. But I did piece together basically what I felt was like basically most accurate for my intuition and stuff. And I kind of put, this is going to be like a shorter Mars video, but I did put something together for you. It's the Ophiuchus Mars. So, if you use like a traditional astrology chart calculator, or you use a Vedic astrology chart calculator, sometimes you can put in the Ophiuchus. It depends on what kind of calculator you find on online, but you can find where your Ophiuchus placements are, or Ophiuchus basically sits between Scorpio and Sagittarius in your chart. So if you've got anything kind of like on the cusp of maybe those lines or something like that, or those houses, you know, maybe that could be an Ophiuchus placement, but I'm reaching there. So moving forward with the Ophiuchus Mars placements and traits and kind of how this can manifest. So Ophiuchus is just, he's the healer. He's basically right after Scorpio, so he's like, Scorpio is about diving deep, going into the taboos, finding out what's going on in life and stuff like that. And then Ophiuchus is about applying that to your life, being that natural healer of what you've learned. And then Sagittarius, you know, we know Jupiter rules the higher knowledge and learning, and, you know, like having a legacy or kind of being like a spiritual guru, something like that. So it kind of goes in that order. So people with an Ophiuchus Mars, they are constantly transforming themselves. More than likely, you're going to be natural born healers, whether you're consciously aware of that or not. So anyone and everyone you touch in this life dance, you're going to heal them. So they can tend to isolate themselves from everyday life and get stuck there, just because, again, like, you know, anyone who's on this spiritual journey, they'll tell you can go so far into the rabbit holes, right? Or, you know, the truth. And then, you know what I'm saying, you kind of have to take a break, because it'll kind of make you look at your life and the world very intensely and different. I've been there, you know what I mean? Like, I had to take a step back from a lot of information I was learning, because I guess I wasn't, it's just a lot to process. It can be a lot to process. So for these people, everyday things can be a lot for them to do, like just a lot, like daily routine things, earthly things can be a lot for them to like process, deal with. So these people can kind of like be reclusive, or like, you know, your popular loners type of people. There can be a lot of conflicts arising, specifically around like your personal growth and your spiritual growth. So like from the beginning, from the get-go, if you have Ophiuchus Mars, you're going to understand that we are all on a spiritual journey. We are living in a spiritual war, basically. These people are going to understand this just naturally, probably from the moment they start having conscious memories, and can, you know, start differentiating, oh my god, tongue tie, life and how it works. So they're going to have a unique path destined for these individuals. You know, whatever it is, however it plays out, it's going to be very unique to them, and it's going to be a very spiritual path that in some way is going to change them, and it's always going to be morphing them for the better. So they will use their assertiveness to get to the next move for personal growth. So these people, they're going to know how to apply, what parts to apply of themselves to get where they need, and to accomplish what they need. kind of like that Sagittarius energy. These people are transmuters, just their aura, their work fields, they transmute energy. They can even be prone to projection. Because Ophiuchus is like, it's the mixture of, again, Scorpio and Sagittarius, but you know what I'm saying? Then you got to think about it at the higher dimension, and that's basically kind of like what we all want to work towards is, putting our higher knowledge, diving deep into what life's really about and applying that to our life and living it. So these people are constantly rebuilding themselves. They're individualists. They walk their own path that feels destined and fated to them. So, let's say that this Mars is badly aspected, or their Ophiuchus is, or, it's at like a malefic degree, or like aspecting a malefic planet. Maybe their path won't be so like spiritual guru, or astrology or magic, or all about the Kundalini awakening. Maybe their path is just going to be very near, dear, and true to them, and their spiritual mission and what they need to come to Earth to reconcile and stuff like that. So these individuals play, experiment, and work with what's considered taboo or hidden. So again, these people are going to be very familiar, or they're going to want to dabble in, and they're going to know the ins and outs of what people really don't speak of. You know what I'm saying? Kind of with like the metaphysical stuff like that. Again, they're transmuters of the raw primordial nature. So like Scorpio, that's the raw primordial nature. These people, they're going to be transmuting that into a higher state of being and living. So they're going to understand this. They're probably going to have, we all have feelings, that are raw and primordial in nature, right? Animalistic, whatever. But they're going to, be able to call that out, see that out, maybe help people out who are going through that, or in a way, be some kind of mirror towards someone who that has that energy to, be like, maybe you should kind of be like me and not act so. Try to pull from the higher states of being to walk this life. So these people are your shadow workers. They're constantly doing shadow work. Again, basically in life, you know what I'm saying? If you're walking the spiritual path, you'll understand that we're constantly doing shadow work. Shadow work is a part of being human beings. So really, the Ophiuchus, there's a reason why they left this out of the traditional Western astrology. The Western tropical astrology. And it's because Ophiuchus has all the traits of what people need to embody to really kind of ascend, or go to heaven, as you will, go back to your God, as you will. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why they left this out, and there's so limited information. You just gotta, you know what I'm saying, stay vigilant of these things, of certain things they hide from us and things like that. There's reasons why. I feel like there's a reason for everything. I don't believe in coincidences. But their mission here is to integrate all parts of themselves. So if you have Ophiuchus Mars, you could damn well be like in your last incarnation here on Earth. This could be meant to be your last incarnation, this can be your last incarnation. You just gotta understand, how to talk to the universe and how to, integrate all parts of yourself and stuff like that, and carry and embody the Christ consciousness, right? But that's kind of what the Ophiuchus is. Like it's all of that. It's already walking that. It's already embodying that. It's born with this knowing that there's a higher state of living, higher state of being than what we do and what we live here in this realm. So the Ophiuchus Mars, they honestly, since Mars is about self-assertion, again, they could, until they get to a point where they're really comfortable with themselves and they've discovered all aspects of their spiritual journey, of their life journey, these people can be really reclusive and kind of self-conscious of what people think about them and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because they're just picking up on things that other people are not picking up on. And, they might even have said something to somebody and someone has made them feel like, otherworldly, like alienated them in a way. So they can live a life where they know, feel, and experience walking in between two realms. So, you know what I'm saying? If you got any kind of Ophiuchus energy, you could be hella psychic, you know what I'm saying? You could even have, like, you can even be a medium. Consciously or unconsciously aware of it, you're going to be constantly speaking truth of your higher being. You know what I'm saying? These people are, like, going to be either constantly connected to their higher 144 Christos avatar. You know what I'm saying? They're always going to be connected to their God, higher self, or there's always going to be something in their life that makes them stumble and come back to that. So this is what gives them that major theme of Ophiuchus is that natural healer, being, you know, the spiritual growth, and fulfillment and stuff like that. So their missions is to set themselves and to help hone their gift of transmuting for the greater good in others. So once they can really, with the Ophiuchus, once you can really harness your power, you can understand and accept your shadow and your light, and you integrate this, that's when basically, I mean, everyone, but, you know, specifically we're just talking about the Ophiuchus here. I'm sorry I get off topic. But the Ophiuchus, you'll realize that a lot of your, like, you know, your gifts, as you will, you know, your intuitive hits, your drops, your downloads will start coming and stuff. And it'll be like second nature. Like, you know, you'll just speak something and someone will be like, how'd you know that? Or, really? That sounds like that happened. Or, you know, I don't know. That's just examples. So it's really important for the Ophiuchus Mars to accept themselves, because once they accept themselves and they integrate their shadow, they're going to be amazing at being shadow workers, you know, helping other people. They could be like Reiki masters. They could be psychologists. They can help, you know, people heal those entities, those mental programming, help people lift their spirits to a higher state of being. These people can even, again, be, you know, before they mature, they're probably going to be just as good as they are bad. They're probably going to be that curious kid that dibble and dabbles in a little bit of everything. They could probably be friends with all kinds of people from all walks of life. And it's just because they're familiar with what's unfamiliar. And that's definitely has to deal with them walking between two realms in this life. They are very, very familiar with themselves and understand immediately life is a spiritual war, like I said. And again, they can recognize things that others may, like, overlook. So, like, they're good at calling out, you know, maybe what you would have not noticed, or, you know, maybe you perceived a situation this way. They can be that friend to be like, well, maybe, you know, this, maybe he was thinking this way, so this is why this happened. So, you know, they're going to be your true tellers and speakers. They have positive or like a very magnetic energy about them, and that's just with them being natural born healers and transmuters. They can even notice that they attract a lot of people who, you know, reside in the negative side of life, or the lower vibration, lower realms of life, you know what I'm saying? Or they can even attract, again, entity, beings, shadow people, you know what I'm saying? Attachment, stuff like that, because they are transmuters. So it's really important, if you have Ophiuchus Mars, or if you have a lot of Ophiuchus in your chart, you know what I'm saying? You're more than likely very spiritually gifted, and you're probably not insane, because you've probably been declared insane, or you've probably been diagnosed with paranoia, schizophrenia, whatever you call it. You know, that's just what happens in the modern daily life today. And, you know, once you can get, you know, hold of those things, you could really help people who are dealing with similar things that have no idea what the fuck is happening or going on. But anyways, this was about the Ophiuchus Mars. Someone asked for me to do this video about 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry it took me a long time. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this is kind of what you were looking for. Thank you so much for listening to me blabber. I love you guys all. Thank you so much for the support, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.